Hello, everybody. It's Holger Mueller here from Constellation Research, welcoming you to my traditional What You Should Pay Attention at reInvent. This time it's a 2025 edition. But before we dive into this, I have no idea what's happening with my looks here. Some AI is doing the magic. I don't know if StreamYard updated theirs. I've opted out of enhancing my Windows camera. Some people said that it's doing something. There's nothing like that. It's really me here in the Wynn in Las Vegas, Sunday night before reInvent, sharing a view with no further ado the things which you should be looking at and paying attention to. So 5 or 6 of them as usual, right? Obviously, we're in the year of data 2025, right? Every preschooler leaving preschool ask about what makes AI good or bad. Will say, hey, it's the data. AWS announced a year ago SageMaker data lake. Got a little quiet with it. They've done more work on the infrastructure side. It announced at the AWS Summit in July in New York with providing vector databases for the S3 buckets, where, of course, ton of customer data is being based on. So it will be interesting to see what AWS is doing to help people not only augment in the short term their data foundation, but also through all of 2026, because most of the things announced will be in 2026. So data, but then really 2026 will be about the framework, how to build AI applications. Of course, agentic applications, we have Agent Core here. We will see more updates on what's happening there, most likely. And then how do you build overall AI-powered applications? This is going to be the battle for the enterprise in 2026 for those of them who have done their homework, have done data foundation. There will be stragglers, there will other ones who will try to do small AI, get their data up there, move to the cloud and so on. Lots and lots of homework to do on the technical side, but I'm getting beyond myself for what this preview for reInvent should be. Then, of course, the question is, how about Amazon's and AWS own LLMs, right? 2 years ago, there were no LLMs. Last year, then, the Nova LLMs got announced and came out, but they're really retail-centric, AWS-centric, right? There's partnerships with Anthropic, of course, for generic LLMs. But if you're a buyer, CXO looking at Amazon, and if you're okay with the relationship on the retail side, and if those LLMs really help you, they're really very interesting, innovative LLMs. But what will be new for them? What will there be a big one, a different one? We will have to see. And then, of course, 3 years ago, there was a massive, interesting ambition with the Q architecture, the AI for everything, not just what you have in the cloud for yourself, but and can use with Amazon's data, but you can also use third-party data, business applications, and so on. So it's going to be interesting how AWS will make Q more tangible and further enhance Q across maybe the 3 different offerings. Maybe there's going to be more different offerings like there have been in the meantime. Maybe it will bring it all together. Watch out for what's happening with the overall AI ambition. And then, of course, there are packaged AWS apps, which will be announced, will be available. Don't forget, agentic apps, AI apps are all the same thing like software. So ask the same question. What is the functionality? When will it ship? Where will it run? What's data residency, data privacy? Pay attention to that, no question about that. And then, of course, there will be, and I think AWS will have to gear for this, and we'll hear some announcements most likely, and you should pay attention to it because AWS is the era of builders, and AWS has only grown by taking application workloads from on-premise and modernizing them, running in a more modern way in the cloud. So what will happen is with AI success in 2026, enterprises will realize that their backends do not scale for AI success. And that's a massive an application renovation, innovation project which has to happen. And AWS is most likely realizing this and is almost likely also providing the capabilities for enterprises to make their backends more AI resilient or more AI working for that AI success. Then, of course, interesting from management perspective, last year you heard a lot from Andy Jassy. He did all the explainers of the important things. It will be interesting to see how much we hear of Andy Jassy right now, how well the AWS and Amazon executive teams work. If he should be showing up, listen to what he has to say because it's the view from the top and he explains really well. He's a veteran of reInvent. This would be his 13th 2014s, maybe 2012 or 13 were the first ReInvent. I was at 2013. But anyway, so check how much of any Justy will there be seen. And then there will be, of course, so many other and more things, right? Look for the transactional databases. The distributed SQL was an interesting one announced last year, where that's going. Of course, there will be announcement of the new Trainium and Inferencia, so inference machines, chips. There'd be a big surprise if that wouldn't be. Kiro will, of course, be important. Vibe coding is critical, important for enterprises, no question about that. So I expect a ton of new announcements here. The fire hose will be at full speed at reInvent 2025. Also look for Werner Vogel's keynote, last but not least, right? I have a feeling, don't want to start in rumors, it might be his swan song, his last keynote. It's a different spot, different time, Thursday afternoon. Very popular, always very visionary. Don't miss it if it's the last one. If it's not the last one, I'll be first to eat my words here and say, hey, there's going to be a Werner keynote in 2026. But let's see. All right, what did I miss? What should you pay attention to? What do you think you will pay attention to? Why are you here in Las Vegas? There will be a ton of us. Look for the Constellation jackets around at the conference. If you see us, don't be shy. Say hi. Tell me what I missed. Tell me what you see. Or we just take a selfie, or even better, a shoey. This is Holger Mueller from Constellation Research, summing up the things to look for at reInvent 2025. Thanks for watching.